Hold a 1977 Philippines 1 Piso coin in your hand. And you are not just holding metal. You are holding a piece of history forged in a time of political tension, national pride, and economic transformation. On one side, you see the calm and intelligent face of a national hero, José Rizal. On the other side, you see the seal of the central bank that governed the nation's currency during one of its most controversial eras. But this coin is more than just currency. It is a symbol of identity. It is a witness to martial law. It is a storyteller in nickel and copper. Today, we uncover the full history of the 1977 Philippines 1 Piso coin. Before we understand the coin, we must understand the man whose image it carries. José Rizal was not just a writer. He was not just a reformist. He was not just a martyr. Born in 1861 in Calamba, Laguna, Rizal became one of the most educated Filipinos of his time. He studied in Manila and later in Europe. He mastered multiple languages. He wrote novels that shook an empire. His most famous works, Noli Me, Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposed the injustices of Spanish colonial rule in the Philippines. His words ignited awareness. His ideas inspired revolution. And in 1896, he was executed by Spanish authorities. But death did not silence him. Instead, it immortalized him. And decades later, his face would become permanently engraved into the currency of an independent Philippines. Now let's travel forward to 1977. The Philippines was under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos. In 1972, Marcos declared martial law. Civil liberties were restricted. Political opposition was suppressed. The country entered a period of centralized power and tight government control. Yet at the same time, the government promoted strong nationalism. Infrastructure projects expanded. Cultural identity was emphasized. National heroes were celebrated. It was in this political climate that the 1 Piso coin of 1977 circulated through the hands of millions of Filipinos. Every market vendor, every jeepney driver, every student buying lunch, all unknowingly carrying a small reminder of freedom, José Rizal. During a time when freedom itself was under pressure, the 1977 1 Piso coin was issued under the authority of the Banco Central in Pilipinas, though at that time it was still known as the Central Bank of the Philippines before the modern BSP restructuring in 1993. During the 1970s, the Philippines was modernizing its coinage system. The country needed durable coins that could withstand heavy circulation. The 1 Piso denomination was especially important. It was not small change. It was meaningful purchasing power. The 1977 coin belonged to what collectors often call the Ang Bagong Lipunan series, translated as the New Society. This slogan reflected the political messaging of the Marcos administration. Currency became more than money. It became political branding. Let's examine the coin itself. Obverse, front, a bust of José Rizal facing left. Air inscription, Republica ng Pilipinas. A year, 1977. Rizal's portrait is dignified and composed. His hair is neat. His expression is thoughtful. The design projects intelligence, calmness, and national pride. Reverse, back, are the seal of the central bank. The denomination Piso. The seal symbolizes financial authority and national sovereignty. Composition. Most 1977 1 Piso coins were struck in copper nickel. This made them durable and resistant to corrosion. Size and weight. Larger and heavier than today's modern lightweight coins, the 1977 Piso feels substantial, almost symbolic of the era's weighty politics. In 1977, 1 peso had significantly more purchasing power than today. You could buy food, transportation, or basic goods with a few pesos. Inflation had not yet reached the extreme levels seen in later decades. However, global economic pressures were rising. The oil crisis of the 1970s affected economies worldwide. Developing nations, including the Philippines, faced debt accumulation. While coins circulated with national pride on their surfaces, the country was quietly navigating financial strain beneath. The 1 peso coin became a silent participant in daily economic life. This is where the coin becomes especially interesting. Why would a government under martial law feature a reformist hero who fought oppression? Because Rizal represented intellectual nationalism, not violent revolution. He was safe, symbolic patriotism. By placing José Rizal on currency, the government reinforced national unity while maintaining control. The message was subtle. We honor our heroes. We build a new society. Coins became tools of narrative. The 1977 1 Piso coins were mass-produced for circulation. Millions were struck to meet national demand. Unlike commemorative coins, these were everyday pieces. They passed through thousands of hands. Because of heavy circulation, many surviving examples today show wear. A faded portrait details. A smooth surfaces. A rim nicks. Uncirculated examples are far rarer and more valuable to collectors. Today, the 1977 Philippines 1 Piso coin is popular among a Southeast Asian coin collectors, a martial law era historians, a Rizal memorabilia collectors, a beginners entering Philippine numismatics. Its value depends heavily on condition. Common circulated pieces may sell for modest prices, but high-grade uncirculated examples, especially with strong luster, command much higher premiums. Proof versions, if available from mint sets, are even more collectible. Like many mass-produced coins, some 1977 Piso coins show mint errors. Air off-center strikes, a die cracks, a weak strikes, a misalignment. Error coins can significantly increase value depending on severity and rarity. Collectors carefully examine a Rizal's facial details, a letter sharpness, edge integrity, a surface luster. A small difference can mean a large price change. In the decades following 1977, Philippine coinage continued evolving. Eventually, the Banco Central in Pilipinas introduced new series with updated designs and smaller, lighter compositions. Inflation reduced purchasing power. Coins became smaller. Metals changed to reduce costs. But the older 1977 Piso remains iconic, a heavier reminder of an earlier era. For many Filipinos, the 1977 1 Piso coin brings nostalgia. It reminds them of a traditional markets, a jeepney rides, a school canteens, a different economic reality. Older generations remember when 1 peso mattered. Younger generations see it as a historical artifact. The coin bridges time. Think about this. This coin circulated during a martial law, a political arrests, a infrastructure expansion, a international debt growth. It was present in everyday life while history unfolded. Money does not choose sides, but it records eras. The 1977 1 Piso coin silently witnessed one of the most complex chapters in Philippine history. As of today, approximate market ranges, a circulated condition, modest collector value, are extremely fine, higher premium, are uncirculated, significantly higher, a proof or special mint sets, premium collectible. Value fluctuates depending on a demand, a online auction trends, a coin grading, a historical interest. Collectors recommend storing it in a coin flips, a capsules, a dry environments. Preservation matters. The 1977 Philippines 1 Piso coin is more than currency. It is a portrait of José Rizal, the thinker, a product of Ferdinand Marcos, the ruler, an issue of the Banco Central in Pilipinas, the authority. It represents national identity during political tension. It represents economic life in the 1970s. It represents the power of symbolism in everyday objects. A simple coin, a complex story, and perhaps that is the beauty of numismatics, because sometimes the smallest pieces of metal carry the heaviest weight of history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1977 Philippines 1 Piso coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore more historical coin stories right here on the channel.